John Elliott not with us here in studio to start things off this Sunday morning. He's in Manalapan, New Jersey. He's got your first alert forecast. And John, tell us what you're up to this morning.
Well, we're trying to get back on track. We are at the 9th annual model train show here for the veterans. So we're going to have fun, but also the mission of what they're doing here to honor and serve the veterans is really very profound. And none of this is lost on me of where we are in history right now with what's going on in the Middle East. So we're going to connect a lot of dots, pretty deep, but also some fun. I love to see this. And they just asked me, should we turn the trains off? No, absolutely. We're going to fire them all up. Let's get you ready and keep you on track for Monday. Monday's going to be a challenging day. First off, the numbers. As we set sight on a Sunday. So, yeah, it's cool. I know, what a ripoff. Upper 20s up in the Hudson Valley. 34 in Bridgeport. Oh, I know the Shamrock Run in Stamford, Connecticut. Make sure you're ready for that. And the runners in the city, cool too. 37 in the city. Numbers, there's some variety out there. It's a little cooler to the east. We're definitely warmer down here for the Jersey Shore. Want to show you the wind. Wind not as much of a menace as it was yesterday, but let's talk about your day today. It will ultimately be a little cooler. There will be more clouds, so numbers are going to miss the mark. The big headline for me, for you, is to let you know that we've got a monster brewing in the central states, and it's a first alert Monday. Monday is going to be a challenging day. I mean, there are going to be issues, around the lakes if you're flying into Chicago or Detroit. But in our area, localized flooding could see gusts at 50 miles an hour with isolated strong to potentially severe storms. That threshold is 60-mile-an-hour winds, and coastal flooding a concern too. It's a very organized and potent storm. So what we're going to do all morning long is we're going to go through some of the FutureCast models to show you what we're anticipating as far as timing, and it's almost an all-day deal. So we'll talk about it right now, though. We'll just load up the caboose and send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, John. Sounds like a fun, powerful, and poignant morning at times as well to expect for our viewers for the next 3 hours. We appreciate it. We look forward to checking back in with you again shortly in Manalapan. Thank you.
Manalapan, New Jersey, with your first alert forecast, and choo-choo, John.
Choo-choo-choo. So this is great because I've not met this young man, but see, now this is how it all begins. So this is kind of the canvas, and he's going to get this set up, but then it's just going to be table after table, display after display, different gauges. The gauge is the size. You can see that's a more narrow gauge, and it's just going to be, you can see there's all kinds of stuff. It's really impressive, and it's hours away. This doesn't even open until 9 o'clock. So we're going to be here. So this is American Flyer trains. I just love this stuff. Okay, so let's get you and keep you on track as you get ready for what's going to be a wild weather week. So here we go. I wanted to show you what's going on as far as the numbers. Yesterday was a bright and blustery day. 54 for the, well, in fact, it was 55 here in Toms River, closer to us. Look at Islip, 51, but look at Monticello, 39. And you know it never felt like that because it was so windy. Thankfully, it's not as much wind. High yesterday in White Plains was 49, but it was 53, JFK and Newark. Look at LaGuardia, hit 55. So today, we're actually going to be below normal. And tomorrow, we're going to be way above normal. That's part of the equation. That's part of the energy that's going to be bringing in the risk of severe storms. A little bit of precipitation, very little. We don't anticipate problems with that. You're just being clipped a bit. Big view shows blizzard conditions pushing out of Minnesota into Wisconsin, and then that's going to just fire up this line of storms. It's going to be a very, very challenging day today. But for travel tomorrow, Baltimore, Philly, D.C., obviously Charlotte, all the way down into parts of Georgia, possibility of severe weather. In our area, I told you, and this was something that I know Vanessa, and we have two Matts. We have Matt DeLucia and Matt Villafane, both our producers, saying that yellow line, that's the key line. See how it's pushed closer to the city? So let's help you time it out. We'll show you this. You know how this works. The timestamp is on top of the TV screen, and that's where you're going to see a relatively benign but cloudy day today, not the bright day that we saw yesterday. This afternoon into tonight, you're still fine. Now, tomorrow morning for the morning commute, Nassau, Suffolk, Fairfield, you're going to see not as much rain as we will right here in the central part of our area. So this is going to be a challenging morning commute. Then we all get a bit of a break before we see another impulse that's going to push in. And the concern is going to be some of these leftover storms later. This is now Monday afternoon into Monday afternoon's commute into Monday night. And then watch this thing riding in from the west. The concern is going to be it's so cold on the other side. Tuesday morning we could actually see a little bit of winter precip as this wraps up. See what I mean? It's not going to be raining all the time, but it's going to be a very challenging time. So make sure that you're ready for that as we set our sights on a cool, once again, cool week. Middle part of the week, probably the coldest, and cool for St. Patrick's Day. Ernie Diorio, did I get it right?
You got it right, John. Perfect.
Tell me about your service.
Well, I was drafted back in '67. I lived in Brooklyn at the time. I went to Vietnam in November of '67 on Thanksgiving Day.
Wow.
I spent 1 year in Vietnam from '67 to '68 with the 25th Infantry Division.
Well, thank you. You know what? Everybody I see here, thank you for your service.
Thank you, John, for even coming today.
Now, Vince, show us what's going on, and Ernie, tell us what's going on. What time's the train show open?
The train show opens at 9 o'clock this morning. And these individuals that here, all these fellas, are from train shows, and they come and they help us out every year. This is our 9th year that we've been doing this. We would have had 10 years, but we had COVID in between.
And it's free.
And it's free.
But you take donations.
Yes, we take donations, and with those donations, we help out veterans with that. We do quite a bit with the money. We have.
Now, wait a minute. This cat told me about what some of that money goes to, and that's why we want you to stick around, because what you're doing is amazing.
Okay, thank you.
We're going to share it.
All right.
That's how TV works, Ernie. We got to keep them around.
No problem.
And this is an amazing story. So we're going to have more with Ernie and the rest of the gang down here right now, though. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
I can't wait to hear more.
Yep.
And tell him thank you for your service from us as well, John. We appreciate that.
Echo your sentiments, John.
Thank you.
John Elliott, live in Manalapan, New Jersey this morning. And John, so things there don't open up until 9, but you're sort of profiling what this event is helping do and also the fun that you can have at it. And I hope that our viewers see it and decide to go check it out today.
Yeah. You know, it's so much fun for kids. It's just such an important mission. But, I mean, overall, it's just honoring the men and women that have served, but also having fun. So real quick, I just found out this is O gauge, so O27. So I love this because obviously with elevation, you can get snow. So what's interesting is we're going to go from torrential rain to possibly snow within the period of about 12 hours in our area. So how about that, Frosty the Snowman? So let's talk about your precip chance and what you're up against over the next few days. Remember, today is quiet, but today is going to be the day where we're going to see things start to take shape. Numbers, 20s to 30s. It's not as warm as it was yesterday, and there will be more cloud cover today as this system approaches from the west. Notice wind chills did not repeat that much because there's not nearly the wind that we had yesterday. Precipitation chance, it's not today until much later. It's tomorrow, and then just like that, with another reinforcing blast of cold air that will be pulled in by the storm. That's why we see some early winter precip Tuesday morning. For the parade, you know, it's going to be dry, but it's going to be cold for the parade initially. I just want to remind you, it's the first alert day tomorrow because we're concerned about heavy rain and localized flooding. I mean, if we had to rate the risk, right behind it, though, is going to be the potential for wind damage and then coastal flooding, not to in any way minimize any individual threat. Monday's going to be the tough day. We'll talk about it. Got the Futurecast ready to go, and we'll maybe take a sneak at a few different models. But we also are going to talk about the important mission of what's going on here, in addition to the fun. Right now, though, right back to you guys in the studio.
All right, John, thanks very much. And these cold temperatures today, the forecast in general, especially important to thousands across the city because
Time is 6:43. Time for a check on the weather.
John Elliott is live in Manalapan, New Jersey. He's at the train show. John, what are you looking at now?
So, I mean, I had a toy train set. I had like 3 of them. I never had this, and it's based on gauges. So this is the standard gauge. These trains are huge. So this is kind of like the, a lot of, the kids can manipulate and play with these trains. But this is a very impressive set. So we're going to talk more about the train show in a bit. Right now, though, we're in training, just like Noel, for what's going to be kind of a marathon Monday. So I want to make sure you're ready for it. So let's talk about it and kind of set the table. Our concern is going to be the possibility of some heavy rain. So numbers around the area. Right now, we've got gray skies in the city, absolutely. More clouds today, less wind. It's a north wind at 9. Remember, that is going to be completely replaced by a gusty south wind tomorrow. A little bit of light snow through parts of Orange over into Putnam. Very little. And again, we don't anticipate accumulating snow with this. That could be Tuesday morning. Big monster storm pushing through the lakes. Right now, blizzard conditions will give way to widespread severe weather for the Mississippi Valley into the Ohio Valley. Let's talk about the valley in your backyard. Sunday, it's about the clouds. That's about it. And then even Sunday night for travel, you're in fine shape. Overnight tonight, maybe a stray shower. It's tomorrow morning. Man, every time we run the model, see, this is bad because it's now coming in a little earlier. If you've got a flight, if you've got a key appointment, you've got to factor in extra time Monday morning. There will be a lull, so Tony will get a bit of a break midday, and then Lonnie and Scott are going to be hopping again into the afternoon. Watch what happens after school. That line comes together, and depending on where these verify, that's where you're going to see the bigger totals. Watch what happens, though, as we wrap up Monday night into Tuesday morning. That's when you're going to see the possibility of some winter precipitation easing in. You're running out of moisture, but you'll have the atmosphere ready for snow, so that's going to be the big challenge with that. All these numbers going up. Both the Euro and GFS on board for an 1.5 inch event, and rainfall rates and wind will be an issue, so make sure you're ready for it. Today is quiet, just clouds and 48. 7-day details, you got to make sure that you're ready for this because Monday is going to be the bad day. Monday is going to be the rough day, and then Tuesday for St. Patrick's Day, that's going to be chilly and even cooler Wednesday. Okay, look, at full disclosure, I'm very proud of this. My dad served in World War II. I had an older dad. He was 55 when I was born. My dad was a high school dropout, but his IQ tested off the charts, and so he was officer candidate school. He was an officer in World War II. He served in the Army Corps of Engineer. I always enjoy this next picture because I tell people, I ask people if they can pick my dad out of the group there, as he was, I think that was Fort Leonard Wood. My dad loved the Army. Ernie, did you love the Army?
To a degree.
But you were wounded how many times?
I was wounded once during the Tet Offensive of '68.
I mean, thank you again for your service. You turned me on to a movie that you can find on YouTube. It's a short clip called Forgotten. We've got a little bit of that we're going to share. That is about your mission to show respect to the remains of forgotten veterans, right? What's it all about?
Well, we started this about 15 years ago, and we found out that veterans being left in funeral parlors on shelves for years. We went to World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and other veterans, 30, 40, 50 years. But people don't understand. We also do the spouses. A lot of times, they'll take the veteran and leave the spouse there. So this was our mission. We had to go there and do this. And it's, to this date, I think we buried over 200 plus, brought back about 35 to the families. And it's been working out really, really good. It's a great thing that we do. I'm not the only one. We have a whole bunch of guys that do this.
You know, I would encourage people to watch this. It's short, it's concise, it's so powerful. People don't even realize that there are forgotten veterans, do they?
No, we get this all the time. They can't believe veterans are left in funeral parlors. So they look at us and say, what do you mean? Nobody's buried them? I said, well, a lot of times their families just forget them, or they all pass away. Nobody is. I've taken them out to Long Island, too, to the National Cemetery remains.
Well, thank you, Ernie.
Thank you, John.
You know what? Watch this, Vince. If you step right here, look at this. Look what this says. This is what I like. That's why, I mean, it's free. The train show is free, but all the proceeds for sales here and donations go to the vets. Ernie, God bless.
Thank you, John. Thank you so much.
Thanks for saving us donuts. We're going to have more, and we're going to talk to a prisoner of war coming up in our next half hour, and a New York Giant. So we've got a lot to have fun with. Right now, though, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
I mean, I have chills. That is so important, that video clip. Hopefully everyone takes a look. I know we're going to watch it. Thank you for bringing us that story. And Ernie and John, I could see the resemblance, you and your handsome father. Wow.
Yeah, that was great. I learned so much in just a few minutes' time. I was reading a little bit about the work that Ernie's done that's gotten press coverage because it was so shocking to so many that he had discovered this issue. That,
yeah, I had no idea. So
cremated remains of veterans and their spouses were just on shelves. So that's just unbelievable work.
Thank you, John.
Your first alert forecast telling us the important sort of spirit behind the train show that he's at there, and he's got the important details for the weather and the first alert weather day that we're expecting come Monday. John?
So it's almost like this storm is right on track and it's coming right at us. I mean, this is going to be a nasty storm tomorrow. I just picked this card up, though. I want to point out that the Ocean County Society of Model Railroaders, they have meetings every Tuesday and Friday, and visitors are welcome. OCSMR.com. I love that. They're just helping out the veterans here in Ocean County. All right, so let's make sure you're ready for your journey tomorrow. Today, we've got clouds. We've got cool, we've got clouds. We don't have as much wind. Numbers around the area look like this. I would say the spread is around 10 to 11 degrees, 27 to 37. Wind not nearly as ferocious as it was yesterday. That helps. It's a little more comfortable. It won't be as bright. Clouds are going to be the order of the day today. Numbers actually a bit below normal today, so that gets things ready. What happens? A big shift in the wind tonight brings in a big storm. Don't see it yet. It will actually kind of erupt during the course of the day today, stretching from Missouri probably to East Tennessee, and then we reap that wicked wind on Monday. It's a first alert weather day because it's going to impact your morning commute. There's a lull midday, and then it's going to be as busy or busier for the afternoon commute. I know. I don't like repeating myself, but we are going to take another look at the futurecast so you can kind of gauge what you're up against and help plan your day for Monday. We're also going to introduce you to a prisoner of war who's got an amazing story to tell, and he's with us here this morning. Right now, though, we'll send it right back to you guys in the studio.
All right, John, thanks so much.
In New Jersey with your first alert forecast, he's had some really interesting and important guests and trains.
Yeah, and you know, circling real quickly back to potholes, so much of that is a function of temperature extremes, and this whole winter has been a winter of temperature extremes. So, yeah, thank goodness. Let's fill those potholes. All right, let's talk about that chance for some snow. Don't want to oversell that. I really need to let you know about the storms and the potential for heavy rain and damaging winds tomorrow. So outside right now, here's a snapshot of the city where the clouds are filling in. Wow, look at that. I mean, it's mostly cloudy right now. There will be some breaks early. East-northeast wind will be replaced by a south wind later today, but we're not going to make the mark. We're still going to be a little bit below normal. Nowhere near the record of 77. By tomorrow afternoon, we could be 20 degrees warmer than your high for today. I know, it's a wild ride, so let's talk about it. A flake here and there in Orange County, Sullivan, Ulster, yeah, a little bit. I know we do have the Shamrock run in Stamford today, in addition to a little run in the city. Look at the blizzard conditions stretching from Iowa all the way up into the parts of Ontario. In the southern sector of that's where we'll see severe weather today. This is a map of what we anticipate tomorrow. So if you're going to D.C., Baltimore, down into Virginia, into the Carolinas, that's where we see the risk of tornadoes, hail, wind damage, and heavy rain. That yellow line pushing closer to the city, it's right on top of me right here, and definitely, look at there, pushing into more of Union, much more of Morris, and even parts of Passaic, Orange, and Sullivan. Timing it out for you. You know how this works. You see the time stamp on top of the TV screen. This afternoon, you're fine. Maybe you're going to watch an award show tonight? No problem. Coming in from a trip? No problem. Tomorrow morning, your trip to work could be a little bit of a problem. The concern is with the brighter colors indicating the heavier rain for the morning commute. And then we see a midday lull before it really takes over, and we see issues for after-school pickup. But then if these lines set up, if that slows down and the lines slow down, then you get training rain. That's where you're going to see a better chance for localized street flooding, coastal flooding an issue as this wraps up. And then this is what Alice and Doug are talking about. We wrap it up with cold air wrapping around the exiting system, and you can get a sense of that screaming wind that's going to serve up some really chilly shillelaghs on St. Patrick's Day. 48 today, and then make sure you're ready for a first alert day on Monday with cool conditions Tuesday into Wednesday. I want to welcome in and thank David Drummond for your service in the United States Air Force. And you sent me these pictures. Tell me about your experience as a prisoner of war.
Well, it was rather horrific, as you might imagine. Obviously, the guys that were there for a much longer time had a much worse time than I did. That's a picture of me there in pilot training just before I graduated. This was a picture of me when I was flying my first tour in Vietnam, flying Caribous. And then my parents found out that I was a prisoner, and they lit a candle in the window until I returned home. This was a picture of me as a prisoner being interviewed by the Vietnamese, and this is at the 50th reunion, pointing to ourselves in the prison picture. And this picture is outside the walls of the Hanoi Hilton. And
that's the cell you were in?
That was the actual cell that I was in 50 years prior.
Okay, now I know you had PTSD. I know this is still an issue for you, and it just brings it back to we have men and women fighting right now.
Right.
But then to circle around, what's the Lost Patrol about?
The Last Patrol.
Yeah.
That was a group of veterans went down to Washington, D.C., took rubbings on the Vietnam Memorial, and from New Jersey, all those veterans from New Jersey, and then they walked them all the way back to New Jersey over a 2-week period. And they deposited them at the site of the then to be constructed New Jersey Vietnam Veterans Memorial.
I can't stress this enough. That New Jersey Memorial is an amazing installation.
Yes.
What do you say to people who are watching at home right now and they're just kind of distracted or disjointed from the actual conflict we're in right now, but also from the stress you brought back from battle?
Right. PTSD is a serious condition, and it needs to be addressed by veterans. And it's not only veterans that have it. First responders have it, particularly those at the 9/11.
Yeah.
They have suffered from PTSD. And if you don't get it treated, it just gets worse and worse. But if you get treatment, you can certainly live with it a successful life.
You have an amazing story, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your service. And thanks for American Airlines, too. That was nice, too. Much more coming up. So many more great stories like this, but right now we'll send it back for more stories from you guys in the studio.
Wow, so important. Thank you for sharing that David story, and thank him for us as well, John. We really appreciate it and look forward to more from you this morning. Thank you.
Event that is centered around trains and train sets, but we've already heard such powerful stories and service that we're so grateful for, John, and I know the guests will continue as the morning goes on.
And you know what? The show opens at 9 o'clock. It's free. There's ways that you can support the veterans. We are talking trains. Oh, one thing, though, we are also going to have some fun with some RC stuff with Stephen Baker, the touchdown maker. That's right. New York Giant Stephen Baker is here. I don't know if I'm allowed to touch the Vince Lombardi, but look at that. This is very cool stuff. So we're going to have some more fun here in Manalapan, but let's get you ready for what's going to be a challenging helicopter flight tomorrow. Here's the deal. Today is relatively quiet. It's a little cooler than it was yesterday. We definitely have more clouds. 27 to 37 is your temperature spread. Wind is not as strong as it was yesterday. That's a blessing, but it's still a cool way to start the day. Temperatures are actually warmer than they were yesterday west, but there is variety through Connecticut and out on the island. I just want to show you there's a big problem on the way. Look at this big surge of heat in the central states. That's the fuel that we're going to see fire up widespread severe weather in the central states. And then, even though it weakens, we've got a risk tomorrow. Not today, but tomorrow along the mid-Atlantic and in our area, we could see some isolated strong to severe storms. So we're going to be watching that. And for St. Patrick's Day, remember, it is going to be cold for the parade, but look at that dramatic drop. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk to Stephen Baker, and if the piano were tuned, maybe we'll have a little bit of fun. But right now, every time I see a keyboard, I'm just drawn to all 88. But right now, we'll send it back to you two onto
That was a lovely tune you were playing there.
Yeah,
What do you call that?
Unbelievable. You're just, you know, just strumming along there. Yeah, I knew. See, the thing is that John has skills that you don't even realize.
I know.
He's just that type of person. And it's lovely.
Just a little something.
Yeah, just a little something to take the edge off here at 7:32. Thank you, John. Heard Captain Drummond's story of you know, going back to Vietnam 50 years later to see that cell, and I know that the interviews will continue in the next hour, 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, that was just amazing. You know, when you have a picture of a prisoner of war standing in the cell where he was held captive. Coming up a little later in the show, I just met a young man who is going to be celebrating his 98th birthday in a couple of weeks, and then he'll be part of the commemoration, the D-Day commemoration coming up in June. Just really powerful stuff. Also, time to have fun. So the train show is out here in the main room, but there's some cool stuff going on in the back. We're going to take you back to the back in a bit, but right now, let's talk about your weather. I love that shot that we just shared where you could actually see the winds aloft. Wind is going to be an issue, and a shifting wind. So today, 48. Mainly cloudy, but it stays dry. Okay, so the wind is going to shift, and then you're going to see that south wind take over. Gusts could be 25 plus. Overnight tonight, that's where we see some showers and some big wind overnight tonight into your Monday. And your Monday, that's going to be the challenging day. So Monday is a first alert weather day, possibility of some strong to severe storms with those gusty winds and that rain chance. I wanted to just show you that chance for rain throughout the day. It's more in the morning, then a lull, and then we wrap up the day with more showers and storms. So it's almost an all-day deal. It won't be raining non-stop, but when it does rain, it could rain heavy. This is some model output for what we anticipate. That means possibly up to 2 inches, depending on where those lines set up. And we're also mindful of the risk of wind and isolated severe storms. Lightning, thunder, it's going to be a full buffet kind of day. Not today. Today it's the clouds and at times some breaks. We have a little bit of sun down here right now. It's tomorrow, and tomorrow morning it starts early with that first round of storms, and then you're going to see that lull that we talked about, and then you're going to be dealing with another round into the afternoon and at night. So the concern is going to be, while you do get a break, we're going to see more rain fill in later on Monday, and we deal with the possibility of wind and chill too, with an isolated storm possible. And you can actually see that gusty wind taking over as we see the cool air set up for the St. Patrick's Day parade. I mean, the parade should be okay, but you are going to be dealing with a chilly start. Now, I know that spring is right around the corner. In fact, spring is only, I believe, 5 days away, but we've got those spring-like storms. So we're nowhere near football weather, but who cares? We've got Stephen Baker, the football maker. I love this. So, obviously, a champion. You were not a veteran. Why is it important for you to be here today?
Well, these guys, what they did back when they were young, you got to show respect to them. And when I met Ernie for the first time, I just went up and thanked him, and we've become friends ever since. And he's into model trains, and he got me involved in this. I went to train shows with him, to schools, and I see the kids' enthusiasm for it, because at the end of the day, it's all about the kids.
So, Vince, show them you're into these RC things. So what's your big passion?
Yeah, I got like 18 helicopters and about 15 cars, and I've always been infatuated with flight. So this is my nerdy way of being a mechanical nerd.
I love this. You got how many helicopters?
About 18.
We have one. So I don't want to put you on the spot because I know we're busy. We're setting things up for the show. You were talking about the future. Mm-hmm. Are you optimistic about the Giants? Because you said you went to Harbaugh's announcement. What was that like?
Yeah, that was the first time I've ever did one of those. And I tell you what, they had us in the second row, the veterans, and John Harbaugh got up there and spoke. And I'm 61 years old. He had me fired up and ready to play. So I sure hope these kids buy into it like this old man did, because I'm very excited about this season. I know I say that every year, but I'm really excited.
Really?
Yes.
You mean it this year?
I really mean it, because John is going to come in here and get discipline. because, you know, that's what's missing today with some of these kids. Discipline, man. You probably see it.
Are you listening? Just say that. What's missing?
Discipline.
What is it?
Discipline.
All right. God bless.
God bless
Thank you.
John.
This
Thank
is
you
so
for
much
coming
fun. This is so much fun. As you can see, we're setting up. I'm going to put these people on the spot in just a bit. But no, we've got lots more coming up. I love this. We're having so much fun. Right now, though, I'm not a touchdown maker, but I'll pass it back to you guys in the studio.
I did notice the Lombardi trophy. Let me know if it's hand engraved when you take a closer look. I know a guy, so.
I think, yeah, your dad made this, Alice.
It would be nice
Beautiful.
if we could see one again in East Rutherford sometime soon. It's about time. We've struggled for long enough. John Elliott, thank you. Manalapan Veterans Train Show in, of course, Manalapan, Jersey. We've been showing off very cool trains, and I know that there are people who are obsessed with this world, but also what this event is all about has an even deeper meaning, John.
Put the signal down.
I got to tell you, I just love live TV. Because what's your first name?
Joe.
Joe just told me these are all like wind-up trains. So these are the older trains, and then you go to the different gauge trains, and then you can go to steam trains, and then you can go to electric trains. So I love it. It's like the history of trains here. I'm just looking JLM trains, so God bless them. And how they have this set up is obviously you've got, you want to sit here and take it all in. So that's what people are going to be doing. Wow. This is great. Gets underway at 9 o'clock. We'll talk more about that with the mayor in just a bit. But right now, we want to keep you on track weather-wise. We've got some nasty weather coming in on Monday. Monday is going to be a challenging day to the degree and to the liberty you have. You want to make sure you're ready for it, maybe adjusting schedules. So let's talk about it. First off, numbers right now, upper 20s, upper 30s. There's variety out there, cooler than it should be. Wind, much less wind than we dealt with yesterday, but wind is going to really get cranking out of the south. That's why we're going to see warm conditions for your Monday. I mean, deceptively warm. Blizzard conditions for the western lakes. We wrap this up Tuesday morning with a little bit of snow in our area. I know, it's crazy. Today, quiet, calm before the storm. Enjoy it. Family time, train time, or preparation time. Monday's a first alert weather day, cool for St. Patrick's Day. We are alerting you to periods of rain that will be heavy at times, could lead to coastal flooding. Ultimately, I'm concerned about street flooding. Just remember, I mean, it's going to be busy. I know we've been doing it all morning long, but we will kind of fire up the Futurecast to help you plan on it, and we'll have some more fun from the train show. This is so much fun. Right now, though, we'll send it right back to you guys in the studio.
Such interesting stuff. We look forward to hearing more from you this morning, John. Thank you.
The 9th annual Manalapan Veterans Train Show in Manalapan, New Jersey. John Elliott, your first alert forecast. Take it away.
So here's the deal. So it's a lot of fun with trains. It's so important to meet and support these veterans. But you can also buy some stuff. All proceeds go to the veterans. This is what I'm going to buy because I just found, you are not going to believe this, the 4Runner. This is a classic Chevy. This is the 4Runner to the now famous First Alert weather tracker. So take a look at that and take a look at that. See the USA in your Chevrolet. I love that. I am definitely going to buy that. I don't know if I'm going to buy Lonnie one, but I'll buy one for me. All right, so let's dive right in. And using that First Alert tracker, you bet Tony's going to be using this thing tomorrow morning. So we got to make sure that you're ready for it. Today, it's quiet. We've got clouds filling in. We've talked about it. Tomorrow's going to be the challenging day. Look at that, from 62 to 42. What's going on? Let's break it down and talk about it and get you through it. You've got a big warm front. The surge is overnight tonight through your Monday. That brings in the warm temperatures. That also brings a lot of lift and energy into the atmosphere. Wind is going to be a big issue around the low end as the front passes. Could see gusts at 50 plus. However, the bottom line, a severe thunderstorm, the threshold for that is 60-mile-an-hour winds. Our concern is going to be wind damage in our area. Well, we're not alone. I mean, the severe risk stretches from Georgia all the way up into upstate New York. But look at our area, that yellow line, and I know Vanessa was talking about this last night. all of the indicators, you know, we run the algorithms pushing closer to the city. So that means Somerset County. That means Morris County. Definitely Monmouth Ocean too, you're going to see it. Timestamp this and you can see, you know, it's a mix of clouds and sun today. It's quiet. You can get things done, prepare, or spend some family time together. Not a bad idea. Monday morning, look at this, round one, Nassau County. Hello, Westchester Fairfield. This is round one. And then we see this, oh boy, there's a lull. Do not be deceived. It's not going to last. Even though it's not a washout, midday, there's another round affiliated with the actual front that's going to push in. Timing might be an ally. That might help to weaken some of those individual cells. But look at on the other side of the TV screen. Hello, Warren County. You're going to wrap this thing up with some snow. Remember, it's going to be 60 to 65, so that's going to immediately turn to water when it hits. But the concern is going to be that wind and the big changes. And then it's going to be cold for the St. Patrick's Day parade in the city, and then cooler still for your Wednesday. I just met this young man, so I'm going to try this. Jack McNaboe.
You got it. Thank you.
Did I get it? You're the mayor of Manalapan Township, right?
I am.
So first off, thank you. I just, right out of the gate, why is it important to support our veterans?
Well, right now we have veterans deployed overseas, as many of these were once deployed. So as the Vietnam veterans say, never will one generation leave another one behind. We support every veteran serving around the globe tonight. Remember, regardless of what their feelings are, they're following orders from up above, and we support every single one of them.
And I got to tell you, I mean, Vince told me about this train show. So I thought, man, now is the time. I mean, it's fun, but now is the time for this. So we have Vince shot some video of the trains from a little earlier this morning. What are the particulars? What time's it open? Who can come, and what's the deal?
So 9 to 3. This is a fundraiser for our Manalapan veterans. We give them the building and the space, but they raise their own money privately. And this is part of it. 114 Route 33 in Manalapan Township, right next to Peking Pavilion. That's well-known Chinese restaurant. And come on out. It's a free event, but usually people want to donate a couple dollars into the pot, and that's what they do.
I also like some of these vendors here with all this cool stuff. I'm definitely going to buy some of those old Chevys I saw. So it's important. Why is it important for communities to come together like this?
Well, it's great. As you said, we had a tough winter, so getting people out into a fun event like this is always good to do. The front of our Veterans Memorial at Town Hall was completely funded with private dollars, no taxpayer dollars used. This group is the one that raised it. I'm sure we have a picture of it we could send you, but it's amazing what could be done. And again, people are always saying, watch my taxes, right? And this is something that's done. These veterans raise money and then do good work in the community with that money that they raise.
Thank you so much. Are you going to be charging for autographs?
I will not.
Okay, good. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I appreciate it. And I did meet a young man who's celebrating his 98th birthday. We'll talk to that great veteran in a bit and have some more fun from here in Manalapan Township. Right now, though, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
John, I got to thank you. As you know, my father's a Vietnam vet, also a train fan. We've actually got 3 trains on the mantle at my parents' home from his childhood. So didn't know about this event. Super excited. So hopefully we can get there, donate some money, because as you mentioned, great cause. And this has been such an interesting morning. So thank you.
Yeah, it's been great stuff, John. Thanks. You as always. Forecast, but also trains and Vietnam War veterans, and just such powerful stories behind really the impact of where the funds at this event are going to and the work that's getting done here.
So, you know, I love live TV because I just met a young lady who is part of an initiative to build a memorial for women who have served in Washington, D.C. It's Women's History Month. And part of this initiative is to tell those stories as well. Oh, and Alice, you mentioned your dad loves trains. The guy in the corner is doing lottery tickets for $1, and you can win a train. I don't know if it's a big train, but it's a train set. I love this stuff. I'm going to buy this stuff. This guy was just showing me amazing stuff. It's not just the trains on the track. It's all of this stuff here. Everything moves. And then I'm learning about the history of some of these trains. Just a lot of fun, and for such a great cause. All right, let's make sure that you're ready to enjoy the day today so you can be ready for the day tomorrow. Again, numbers, it's a little cool, definitely cooler than it was yesterday. Numbers out the door, mid-30s to mid-40s, and wind is not as great, which is a blessing. Winds are going to shift, though. You're going to see big changes overnight tonight. Your almanac, we're going to miss the mark. We'll be a little bit below, but tomorrow we're going to be in the low to mid-60s. That adds to the lift. That adds to the storms. This is the mess in the west that's heading our way. Upstate New York, it's snow, blizzard conditions for the lakes, but our day is quiet. It's tomorrow. That's the first alert weather day. So make sure you're ready for it. We'll time it out for you one more time. Key concern is going to be heavy rain, which could lead to localized flooding. Some basements could take, you've got to factor in snow melt with additional rain and gusty winds as well. So we'll talk about it and tell more great stories here from the train show that opens in about 30 minutes. Right now, though, right back to you guys in the studio.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, John.
Live at the 9th Annual Manalapan Veterans Train Show. And John, you've got a couple more veterans to speak with, and this has just been such a great showcase for the event that's not yet underway, right? It opens in about 15 minutes time.
Yeah, just a few minutes. Yeah, right, 9 o'clock. So look at these cuties. I got Anthony here. Leo, Uncle Leo Rosenzweig. Did I get it right?
Correct.
When's your next birthday?
March 27,
How old are you going to be?
98.
You served in WW2, right?
I served, not WW2, afterwards. I enlisted in the United States Marine Corps in 1946.
Oh, my gosh. Missed it by that much. Where are you going this summer?
Where am I going? Best Defense Foundation is taking me to Europe, to France, Normandy, for the 82nd anniversary of D-Day. And I'm taking my dress blues with me.
And who's the oldest cat that's going to go with you?
From what I was told, there are 4 of us from New Jersey. I'm the baby. The oldest, as I said, is 105. We're going to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta we check into the hotel, meet up with another group. Next morning we take off to France and land in Normandy, France.
Wow. God bless you.
And it'll be a 10-day excursion there and back.
Eat your Wheaties. Thank you. Hey, and thank you too, Anthony. Anthony helped me hook all this stuff up. I get chills from this. Thank you both for your service. All right. Oh, and then don't forget Coffee with a Veteran, and it's the last Wednesday of every month at Manalapan Town Hall. So there you go, right there. All right. Let's talk a little weather, and then wait till you hear from Phyllis right after weather. So let's talk about this big storm that's headed our way. We've got all of this moisture that's on the move. Not so much today. Today is just cloudy. You've got some storms though that are heading our way Monday. That's why it's a first alert weather day. It's going to be cold for that big parade that you were just talking about. Look at this. Overnight tonight, chance of a shower. 100% chance of rain tomorrow. Tuesday, we could see some snow. I know. First alert weather day, because we're not only concerned about precipitation and 1 to maybe 1¼ inches of rain. It's also the wind that's going to be an issue too, with isolated storms as well. So we want to make sure that you're ready for that. Obviously, Vanessa will have the latest coming up, and then Tony will be watching it tomorrow morning. I want to show you real quickly the futurecast, and you can see we're quiet today. It's not so much today. It's overnight tonight into Monday morning's commute, and then there's a lull, and then there's another round with embedded storms possible later on Monday. And then as this thing wraps up, you are going to see the possibility of some snow. It is a very dynamic situation. And then cold for St. Patrick's Day. You can see that in the 7-day details right there. Look, earlier in the show, I told you why this is important to me. My dad was in WW2, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. My wonderful nephew, Demetrius White, loves the United States National Guard, and he's serving right now. He was married to my niece that we just lost. I think of all these men and women that are serving right now and that continue to serve. And we've got active engagement right now, and that I meet a young lady like Phyllis Jones.
Hi, nice to meet you. It's so nice to be here at the train show in Manalapan.
What is your mission. Why is it important for us to remember the service that women have given our country?
Well, not just because it's Women's History Month, but all year round you can put your name and your whatever your story is into the Military Women's Memorial in Arlington, which is the gateway to Arlington Cemetery. We have our own little, big monument, and we have, you put your story in, and all of a sudden you can type in your name, and anybody can go in so that your history is not forgotten.
What is that website?
www.memorialwomen.
She's so nervous. It's CBS.
Yes.
Women's Memorial.
Women's Memorial. I haven't been interviewed live before.
How is she doing, everybody?
Oh, thank
Phyllis,
you.
Thank you for your service.
Get your stories in.
And thank you
it's
for
very important.
Thank you for sharing those stories. And I'm going to get my Aunt Shirley. She was a wave in WW2.
Thank you.
Phyllis.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, you guys. This has been so much fun. It's about trains, but it's about service and stories like Phyllis's. So right now, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
She did great. Two thumbs up.
Tell Phyllis she did great, John. Thank
She
you.
did great. They're saying you did great. You did great.
What a fun morning and such a powerful one.